Look, you are not lazy. You are not unmotivated, and you're definitely not just bad at this. But maybe you know this feeling. You start something, you're all in, you got this, right? And then somehow, weeks later, you're right back where you started. Just staring at yourself like, what the hell happened? So I want to show you what's really going on here. Because it's probably not what you think. For the longest time, I honestly thought the answer was just more, more discipline, more willpower, just more trying. I would look at people who seem to have it all together and think they must just be working harder than me, right? So I'll push harder too, and it would work for a bit. But then I would fall off again. And honestly, the falling off wasn't even the worst part. It was what I would tell myself after. Like, this is just who I am. I always do this. Does that hit home? Hi, I'm Paula. And for the past few years, I've been kind of obsessed with this one question. Why does change feel so damn hard, even when we actually want it? Not just as some theory, but like actually living through it. And what I found totally changed how I see myself and how I finally start moving differently. And that's what this channel is about. Starting right here, right now. Here's what most self-help stuff gets completely wrong. They treat change like it's a doing problem. Like, get the right habits, get the right morning routine, the right whatever, and boom, you're good, right? But here's what I kept seeing. The doing wasn't the issue. Under every habit, every choice, every reaction, there's this pattern running. And patterns, they're sneaky little things. They don't announce themselves. They don't feel like patterns. They feel just like you. Like, this is just who I am. So, for example, here's how it actually plays out, right? Sunday night, you're pumped. You make the list, you set the alarm, you genuinely feel ready this time. Monday, crushing it. Tuesday, you're still good. Wednesday, something starts to shift. Maybe you're tired, maybe some plans fell apart, maybe nothing big happened, just an off day. And then, almost like magic, you're done. Not because you gave up, not because you're weak, but because your brain felt that familiar sleep and just followed the same old script. That's your pattern doing its thing. And here's the part nobody talks about. This isn't a discipline problem. This is what it feels familiar to you problem. Your brain is constantly trying to bring you back to what feels normal. And if normal is this cycle of starting, falling off, starting over, that's what's going to keep running in the background every single time. Not because something is wrong with you, because that's literally what patterns do. They repeat until you see them. So instead of how do I try harder this time, try this. What pattern am I stuck in? And when does it actually kick in? Because once you can actually see the pattern, you stop fighting yourself. You stop going, I failed again, and start going, oh, there it is. I know this one. That shift from beating yourself up to just noticing it, that's where the real change starts. So here's something for you to try this week. Instead of asking, how do I stay consistent? Ask this. Where do I always fall off? And what's happening right before that? Not to judge yourself, but just to look, just to be aware. Is it when you're exhausted? Is it after a tough conversation? Or after something goes really well? Weirdly enough, right? Find the trigger, find the pattern. find the pattern, and you finally have something real to work with. So to sum up, you don't need to become someone completely different. You just need to stop repeating what's not working without even realize you're doing it. That's honestly the whole thing. And if this makes sense to you, hit subscribe, hit the like, and if this made you think of someone that you think might like this message, share with them. Because this is just the start. I'm going to keep diving deep into exactly this kind of stuff. How we actually change, why we get stuck, and what really makes a difference. I'm really glad you're here, and I'll see you next time.